This is going to be pretty much a full flex class. Okay, we will skip some parts, but otherwise I'm aiming for you to come back feeling much looser in your body. Okay, so what you need is a mat, and if you've got a roll, grab a roll. All right. Okay, we're going to just use the roll for support today and for getting into some positions. I'm assuming that you know how to use the fascia football if you've got one, and that's a really good thing to do first thing. So first thing, the fascia football, we're not going to do that. Second thing is rolling out your fascia, okay? So I've got videos for how to choose a foam roller, how to use a foam roller, and they're online on YouTube. You can just go and get those, and they make up the beginning of each flex class. And then we kind of do lots the same and usually a bit different, okay? So let's just see how we go. I'm aiming for about 30 minutes. So the first thing I want you to do is come into your rest position. So if you've been doing the MenoFit stuff online, you know this initial routine well. So you're going to take your tailbone under, pull your tummy on, and just round your back. So this is a rounded back position. And your toes are together, your knees are just slightly apart, and then you're coming forward into your child's pose. What we're going to do is draw back and slide forward. Sticking that tailbone right out, coming to puppy. Draw back and to puppy. Draw back and to puppy. So you're going to do the same thing but slightly angled to the side. So I'm going to the right and now really stretching through my left side and coming back, and I'm going to do that same side 3 times in total. So coming through and coming back and coming through and coming back, now 3 times to the other side. So whenever you stretch, it's a good idea to warm up your fascia first. So hence the football and the foam rolling. And then also to go for your spine first of all. So of the stretches, now really stretching that right arm, so you're getting a stretch down the right side of your body. Bring yourself back. So now when you come to the center, knees slightly further apart, you should be lower. So you come into your child's pose, pressing your chest down, tailbone reaching out and up. So we're going to do a twist. So you bring yourself back a little bit, take your right arm through to the left, put your head down, and then this hand is pushing back to try and get the shoulder over the shoulder. Also good practice with your stretches is just slow nasal breathing. Doesn't have to be deep. And then go to the other side. So it's your left arm through, right arm pushing back. And then bring yourself back. Going to slide right forward into your elbow snake. So you're rising up through your shoulders, forward with your chest, down with your hips, squeezing those buttocks, and single leg kick. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hands under your shoulders and come right up into your snake. Just stay here. If this hurts your back or if you feel uneasy doing it, just miss this out. And then bring yourself onto your hands and knees. You're making a perfect box here, like that. Really stretch out your hands and lock your elbows. Shoulders strong. You're going to slowly do hump and hollow, so slowly tuck your tailbone, chin in, and then reverse it the other way. One more. stay in this hollow, lift your feet and wag your tail. So you're pulling on your waist, tipping your pelvis from side to side. Okay, so we're going to lie down on our backs. So you're lying flat down, feet and knees together, feet and knees just gently bent like that, and your arms out to the side, and then you slide them up so your body's forming a Y, the letter Y. So already in this position, you may be starting to feel a stretch through your shoulders here, and that's fine. Don't let your ribs pop up. See if you can press them down and keep your back nice and flat. And then what you do is you take your knees to the right, your head to the left, and just let your legs sink, sink, sink. And you're going to breathe into your top ribs here, the left side. Come back to the center. Just rest there for a second and then go to the other side. So you're stretching through. Now if you squeeze your buttocks, you'll push those hips further to the left. And keep this shoulder down as much as you can. Reach through a long arm as well. And now we're just going to speed that up, but I want you to just stay with that big stretch. So over we go to the right, and over we go to the left. Make sure you're staying as flat through your shoulders as you can and twisting through your hips as much as you can. Reaching, reaching. So none of these should cause joint pain. Or if you're injured, none of them should flare up that injury at the time. Okay, so you shouldn't feel sore when you do them, apart from a gentle stretch. In fact, some of them you don't even feel the stretch in that old kind of hamstring stretchy way. Okay, come back to the center. Hug your legs right in, and then we're going to a happy baby. So you hold your toes, your knees are in your armpits, your shins are straight up, you tuck your chin in and you press your tailbone down, and then just rock, rock, rock. So just gently. Okay, so if you can, keep pressing your tailbone down and straighten those legs up and out, and then bend, and off you go again. The more you squeeze your knees, the more innervation you'll get into your hamstrings to help turn those off. Bring yourself back down. You're going to lie on your side facing the TV, the screen. Your bottom arm is your pillow, and you want to bring your knees right up in front. Your hand is behind your ear, and you're coming down. And then you're going to open right up. You fall off that pillow and see if you can get that elbow to the back, onto the ground, keeping your legs down. You come back, so slow repetition, nice and slow. And now would be the time to breathe in when you're unwinding there to the back. And then to breathe out as you come back. So do 3 more of those. Just be aware if there's any tension through your shoulders, you want them nice and relaxed. Those muscles between your shoulders and your ears. And bring yourself back. You can either roll over to the other side. I'm going to change so that you can see the same thing. So underarm is your pillow, knees come up in front. Other hand to behind your ear, and you're coming down and going right over. There's your breath in. Here's your breath out. Nasal breathing throughout. So you're really using your muscles as much as you can to draw that shoulder, the top shoulder down towards the mat at the back, that elbow down towards the mat. 2 more. and bring yourself back. Okay, so we're sitting up. Now it's time to get your roll. If you haven't got a roll, you can use a stool or you can stack up some pillows. But a roll is amazing. So you're going to sit on your roll. We're going to start getting into your hips. So first starting with campfire. So your heels come in. Your elbows are pushing your knees right out. And the way you can tell if you're working well here is you want a nice arch. So if your foot's falling in, your knee's in the wrong place, you've lost your arch. So you're going to keep the pressure outwards with your elbows and just use the roll to roll yourself forward. So if you haven't got a roll, really look for that video of how to choose a roll, because you don't need to go to Rebel Sports. You won't get nearly as a good one as if you know how to test it out, but go to the warehouse and get a $16 one. 1.6. Cheap as chips. The ones I have at the studio, all those ones, and they've lasted, will be 8 or 9 years now. Okay, so I'm going to turn around the front so you can see what's going on as we open your hips up. So I'm going to jam my elbows in, get a stretch on my inner thighs, and then push my knees into my elbows. So a long, strong push. My elbows are stopping any movement. They're resisting that movement. And then release. And now see if you can take your feet in closer to you, out a bit further. Knees get a bit more of a push, and push, resist again. So your knees are coming in as you're pushing out. And relax. More stretch, more stretch. So now I'm bringing my heels forward, pushing my knees out, and I'm going to bring myself forward. I'm quite comfortable in this position, so I'm just going for the max position I can do. And I'm pushing my knees right in. And then relax. Keep your knees out here. It's got to measure where they are because you want to come back to that position. See if you can stay straight through your pelvis. You just rotate your leg in and really pull it out. Rotate it in. Doesn't have to go all the way. Really out. Again, make sure that your knee and your hip aren't hurting in this position. And then the other side. Good. Okay, so some of you will find this really hard, but let's see if you can do it. You're just going to rock forward and lift your tailbone off. Your arms are reaching forward and down, and you're just creating that gap between your tailbone and the roll. Okay, so let me tell you what can go wrong. I'll show you. Knees coming in, one or both. You've got to keep them out, and if you can't keep them out with your muscles, keep them out with your elbows like that. So we're going to come all the way to hang, tummy on all the time, remember when you're in hang. And then those knees are going right out. So again, you can really help with those elbows. And one more. Good. So your right leg is going to come to 12 o'clock, and your left leg is going to go to 9 o'clock. And then you want to square up your pelvis as much as possible. This leg now is going to push down that way, and this leg, don't let it follow, take it, turn it out into ballet. And then you're just rolling forward. I'm going to keep this heel down. I'll show you what the ultimate is, if I can do it today. It's Cossack, where you're up and holding with that heel down, up and hold. And all that rotation. So this leg is pulling out, that leg is pulling back. Okay, but any version that comes close to that is good. Let's swap our legs over. Okay, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, as close as you can. Rotate that one, pull that one out that way. Just ease yourself into that position. Always being aware of your arch on that supporting leg. Okay, and you will notice a difference. There's no way I can bring myself forward unless I use a hand, and then this is following. So that's just needs some more rehab from my broken ankle. But this hip is kind of dodgy anyway compared to the other one. And then bring yourself through. You're going to sit your legs out into straddle. Take them out as far as you can. I've set my butt behind the roll now. Okay, so I'm not sitting on the roll, I'm sitting behind it, and I'm going to twist like a robot, nice and straight, and come and hinge down. Okay, so you can do it on your roll. I'm actually going to slide off and do it on the ground, but if your pelvis kind of doesn't let you go forward, you need to be raised up. So I'm just going to come down like this, nose towards your knee. Don't let this leg follow. Bring it out, hold it out there, and then come on up, and you're leaning, hinging first, turning both legs out into ballet, and then down we come. You're either still sitting on your roll or like I am, and you're going to polish the floor. So you reach as far forward as you can, kind of measure where it is, and then you want to push past that position, and you can do little circles like that. So this is a fascia stretch more than anything. You got to watch that your legs don't pop up like that each time you lean forward. See if you can keep those knees locked in and ballet twisted. So you're actually doing some work with your legs as you come forward. And then what you should find is that you're much further. So I've gained 5 centimeters just by loosening and warming up my fascia. So now we're going to go to the side, and you're coming down like that. And see if you can keep your back nice and straight. Just hinging down. So your chest coming down towards your thighs. And the other side. Okay, so you're bringing the soles of your feet together, holding underneath, walking those heels right in, and butterflying your legs out. Once you've got that butterfly going, start lifting up through your chest. And then pull those knees right out, hold them out, and just rock from side to side. Keep pulling those knees towards the ground, both of them at the same time, and then butterfly again. Okay, so I'll show you this one. I've been doing this one for years. It's still one of my favorites. Okay, it's a really good hip opener. Gets you right through here as well. So you're going to cross your legs. You want to keep your heels free, and your heels are in line with your center. So they're like that. You haven't got your heel underneath. So bring it like that, and let your knees just drop right out. So down they go. Okay, I like to jiggle a little bit because it gets me down just that little further. So what I'm trying to do is stretch up tall through my back as I hinge forward. So I'm not curving, I'm coming up. And again, you can use your hands. Use your hands as much as you like to push down. Okay, so at this stage, no knee pain, no hip pain. If you are, say this front leg was getting a bit sore, then you would just bring that leg out to where it's pain-free, or you can do it with that leg straight. Okay, so it's really important that you don't hurt your joints when you do any kind of stretches. And then we're coming forward and down. Now, you'll know, so I've pointed it out to you in class, if you've got a real dowager's hump, and if you have, you really don't want to do this part. You want to be pushing like that, pushing forward with your chest. But it's always very nice to get those elbows down. So you're making a measure of where they are. Mine are down just, but no weight on them. And then up we come. I'm going to take my right front leg and step it over, and then you're turning back to the right. So twisting around. Then you unstep that leg, and it's your right leg that's going right back to pigeon. So there's two versions here. The first one, you're just going to leave this leg where it wants to go, provided you've got no knee pain, no joint hip pain. And then you'll come in like this. Okay, so now I'm pushing my hip down. I'm going to bring myself completely square over. So at this stage, I'm getting a very slight stretch through my bent leg buttock here. And now I'm going to do more of a traditional pigeon where you take this leg and you put it up. So unless you practice this a lot, or you're just lucky with your hips, it's really hard to keep it there. It will want to slip underneath again. So you're not aiming to go completely over, you're just pushing yourself over like that, working your way over. And where you want to feel the stretch is in your front bent leg buttock. Okay, so you're bringing your right leg back into that cross leg position. We haven't changed legs yet. You're just going to see how you've gone. So your knees should fall open more. Stretch up tall, hinge your way forward, and they're really easy. Some weight on my elbows. So hopefully you've got some change as well, even if you're not down on those elbows. What you can do, if you've got no chance, is use your roll and come like that, because you'll be able to keep a much straighter back and you can work your way forward. Alright, so let's go on to the other side. So you change your legs over, bring them in, bring them in line with your centre, and just work yourself comfortably forward. So I might actually use the roll so you can see those people that struggle. Okay, so let's hopefully you'll at least manage that. This is a Kmart roll. It came with a few other bits and pieces inside. I haven't seen them for ages, but they're pretty good as well. Same sort of price range. So you're just easing yourself forward like that. Otherwise your elbows are down, down, down. And you'll notice each side is different. So you can see there that my elbow's got quite a gap. Okay, so then we do the twist. So you're bringing your left foot over the right, and then you jam it in and turn to the left. Your body's up nice and tall. You take that leg around and back for pigeon. Okay, so not too bothered about where your foot is, provided you've got no hip or knee pain, and you're coming right over like this. So you're just seeing if you can sit your pelvis really flat on that front heel. Gentle stretch through here, which is actually the top of your hamstrings. So a really effective hamstring stretch as well as a hip opener. And then the more traditional one where you're pulling this leg up like that and then just working your way across. And on, you'll see. Okay, so I can't bring myself flat unless I really push with my hand and kind of hold that foot there. So the flex classes are not about let's do the splits. They're about rest and repair for your body after all the exercise that we do, and keeping your fascia warm and loose and lubricated, and keeping your muscles as long as possible. And we do get some really cool results from a lot of people that have knee problems actually. So now we've got to go back to left foot in front just to compare. It's always good to compare. So you saw my elbow last time, and here I am down, no problem at all. Okay. Right. Let's do some toe, wrist, and shoulder stretches. So you're bringing yourself over onto your hands and knees again. Just make sure that you're not like that. Okay, through your shoulders, through your neck, and really wide hands placed down, and watch them when you're coming forward, because if you're tight, your thumbs and your fingers and knuckles might bend, so you want to keep them nice and straight and strong. You go back first of all onto those toes and then lean forward. And you're seeing if you can get your shoulders forward of those nails. When you come back, you're stretching your feet forward, stretching your wrists. Again, there's 2 wrist videos. If you go to bigtreestudio.co.nz, there's some free stuff, and there's a flex button, and they're in there as well as they're on YouTube. Okay, then you're going to turn your wrists sideways and go from side to side. So depending how you are, that might be all you can manage. Okay, you're stretching up through here, but the closer you are, the stretchier you are, the more stretch you're going to get, and you can even cross those hands over. Okay, so then you're going to keep turning those fingers around, and now you really get into your toes and your wrists. Flick yourself over, relax your feet, and just hold it back. Shake through. And you're going to lie on your tummy to stretch your shoulders. So, down we go. First one is you're going to take your left arm underneath, like that. And then your right arm comes on up. And then the idea is it's a gentle stretch of your shoulder. And you're going to lie flat through your pelvis, through your shoulders. Come on up and swap over. So right arm to the left underneath you. Left arm straight up and flatten through your chest. Bring yourself up. Okay, so left arm is going to go out to the left, straight out to the side, and then you're going to curl as far as you can onto this side. Use this hand to push back. And then the other side. So it's out to the side, palm up, over we go, curl yourself up, relax. And bring yourself back. You want to grab your roll, you're going to put it halfway along on the left hand side, and it's going to be for support, for balance, but also to help keep you upright. So you're going to step forward with this right leg to the very front if you can, and out sideways as well. Okay, so what you want to do is when you bend this knee's not coming in front of that ankle. If it is, so say you've gone to here and then you're coming forward, then you just need to walk that foot further forward. Okay, so use your roll for support, and you're just coming in and out of that position. So very soft movements. Okay, come forward, stay forward. This knee is going to go out that way. So it's pulsing 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep it turned out. Bring your hands down. Tuck your toe at the back and come into a lunge. And then place it down and bring it back up. And place it down and bring it back up. Okay, keeping it down is the easier way to do this. If you want to, you can do a lunge like that. I'm going to just put my knee down for now. The arm that's closest to your front leg, you're going to twist and come on up. This is the Madonna. You come here like this and down. So it's the same when you go up. And what that means is that you're going to get your body twisted as much as possible, and it's not just an arm reach. One more like that. And you're pushing strongly through that bottom arm. Okay. So now you come into triangle and down and triangle and down. And remember, keeping this knee pulled out and triangle and down. Okay, bring yourself up. Take this leg back to its position. Swap your support over and off we go. So it's forward and sideways. And it's just the gentle lean through, come up. So initially you want to be feeling a gentle stretch here. You may also feel one through your buttock here, but we've already stretched that, so hopefully not. Okay, then you're coming forward, and this knee is pulling that way 10 times, so it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold out there. And bring your hands down. And lunge. And knee down, knee up. Drive that heel back. And down, and up. Down you come for your twist, or go into your lunge, but push strongly through this arm, Madonna, and up. And you're watching that arm as it moves, and you're watching it when it's up, so you're not going past that completely vertical line. 3 times. And then we're coming into triangle. And down. Okay, so you're staying in triangle and you're pivoting around to this position here. So where you want to feel the stretch is your inner thigh. So you're turning your knees out, making sure the knees follow your feet. Your feet aren't turned out more than your knees. So you don't have to be way out at your limit. It's best to control those knees. Now you're going for a flat back as much as possible. Sticking that tailbone out the back. Walk your feet in a little bit. You'll learn what's comfortable. And then we're doing Cossack. So we're coming down like that. And then to the other side. Now you will give yourself sore knees if you let this leg come in or the other one rotate in. So use your elbow if you need to keep that knee over your foot and that arch healthy. And then you're also thinking about that long leg, toes pointing up to the sky. So now I'll show you, just go down. Again, get that lovely fascia kind of feel. Okay, walk your feet towards each other and hang at the end of your mat. Tummy's always on when you're hanging because you're using your back like a crane. You're going to walk your hands forward and come on down. So we're going to use your roll to do some muscle releases. You can use the tennis ball, but I would prefer you not to. I really like you to use a roll. It's much more controlled. We're going to release your calves, your quads, and your hip flexors. Okay, so if you don't get any other time to do anything else, do these three things. Right, so calves first. So you're going to go pretty much, or you can see it here. So there's my Achilles tendon, and then my muscle bulges out, okay? And that's where you want to go, where the tendon meets the muscle. You're pushing hard down, and then you want to increase the push, so over that leg goes, so you're pushing as hard as you can tolerate. And then I'm going to move this leg out the way because it gets confusing. The movement is in the bottom leg that you're pressing into, and it's a very slow point, very slow flex. So pressure plus the slow movement is what releases. So I'm going to go back to here now. So you're pushing down slowly, coming up. So this is what you need to be doing. So 3 times, it's really quick. Pushing down, bringing it back up. And over we go onto the other side. So make sure you're pretty much at that right spot and you push down. And now it's your bottom leg, your left leg, that's doing slow movement, and you're pushing into the roll. So that's 3 times. So there's your calves. Now your quads, you're going just above your knee. Okay, so I'm pushing down through my right leg as hard as I can and slowly bending my right knee all the way in and slowly all the way out. Slowly all the way in. Slowly all the way out. Number 3, still keep that pressure pushing down on the right. And then changing to my left. So really pushing down on the left as I move very slowly 3 times in and out. Going for the fullest movement, okay? So it's really easy to get your legs straight, but when you're bending it, you want to bend it right in. Don't let your bum pop up. Okay, so your hip flexors are a bit more confusing. So you're lying right on your pubis. Doing my right one first. So I lean and tip to the right. So just that little tip. So I'm aiming to get right in here. Okay, so it's a little tip. And usually you can feel them. And then it's your right leg that you're stretching, you're releasing. So it's your right leg that lifts up. Push and lift, push and lower. Okay, then you go to the left. Should have brought my room thermometer home from the studio to see what it's like in here because it's really hot. Slow as you press, so you're pressing on the left and moving the left and you're bringing it right up. It's not just a bend at the knee, it's your thigh that's lifting, lifting, lifting. And when you're done, you're going to pop this. Actually, let's do it under our hips. So, first thing is lie down on your back, lift your hips and put it on your pelvis. Okay, so your back hopefully will love it. If it doesn't love it, if you just don't want to go there, just miss this out. It's all good. You do not want to trigger your back. You're going to have your tummy on because you're lifting both legs. And just let your back gently curve as you bring your legs in. Hold into that position. And you can just do a little rock from side to side if you want to as well. But you must make sure that your back likes this. Same with the next one. So you put your feet down. Now this is a really personal stretch. So you decide if you're going to straighten your legs. So there's your first decision. You're going to decide where you put your hands. So I quite like mine like that, but also up like this. So you're going for full extension if your back likes it, if your body likes it. You're letting your ribs pop up. So this is not Pilates. You're just really stretching through. And I'm just walking those legs away a little bit more. I'm pushing my chest up. So just go easy, particularly if you've got a bad back. Usually your back will like this, but even if you do that version of it, or that version of it, okay, so half your body, that's good. Okay, then you walk your feet in. You can do that as much as you like. You're going to lift though, we're moving on, and take it and put it behind your shoulder blades now. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is support your head, and your hair needs to be held right out the way. Okay, so pelvic tilting, so you press your pelvis down and then arch it up and press it down and arch it up and press it down. Again, follow your instincts, follow your pain if you've got any, and miss it out, or do more of it if you like it. Okay, so now keep your pelvis still. You're just coming over. So your head is supported and you're stretching through as much as you can. Then you can combine the two. So when I'm coming like this, I'm pushing my pelvis down, then I'm bringing it back and pushing it down. Okay, so then grand finale, roll through, and you can angle your head differently as you roll to get into all those muscles. And you can just hang off. So there's always more stretches I could have included, but I hope that you find this really good. And please let me know if you're doing it. Please let me know what results you're getting. Okay, thank you.